What's up everyone, it's Hunter back here with another video. We got Maverick and Kaya with me, and today we are going through what I'm doing every day on winter break as a second year med student. As per the very quick montage you just saw, I've been waking up at between 5:30 and 6 every morning still over winter break. I've been feeling incredibly motivated during the last week of the block. I really got some good habits down and I just wanted to continue with them. My last exam of the block was actually my best exam of the entire semester. So we ended on a high note and we wanted to carry that into winter break and hopefully the following semester. So I wake up early, get in a cold shower, and then Marin and I go to the gym. Today we did a upper body day, and then I get home around 8 a.m. It's a little later today. I had a little miscellaneous task, doesn't usually happen. So usually I'm home at 8, grab a smoothie, and then I hop up into the office here and look at my to-do list. So this is my to-do list here. We can mark off the cold shower for the day. Here's my to-do list. I've been trying to journal a little bit, so I just have this little template here that I start daily. I have a couple things that I want to do, so I've got my workout and my smoothie in, and then I just do like a little one-line journal for the day, and that's it. And then we look at what I'm going to do for the day and get started with it. So I've been starting with my boards prep. I'm probably going to make this into a template that I will share with people, but I've been spending a lot of my winter break working on this. So here it tells me exactly what I'm going to do for the day and concepts that I need to look over. So I'm going to get started with some of that and continue to just take you through the day. So I semi-lied. Usually when I get to my computer for the day, I go through my to-do list and I essentially do my administrative work. So I check my emails, anything that may have come in since I checked them last yesterday. I read a couple newsletters, and there's just a couple like miscellaneous tasks that I do every day before I get my work started. But as you just saw in that time lapse, I just went through 121 Anki cards in about 20 minutes. So I have about 150 cards left for the day, but I like to break up my Anki with a few other things. So now I'm going to do a block of 10 practice questions, watch a sketchy video, read a little bit of first aid, and just go through those kind of 4 things until I'm done with board studying for the day, which should be just before lunch today. So I'm just going to keep going through those things. I've been using the Pomodoro timer method. So 25 minutes on, I take a quick 5-minute break, do 4 of those 25-minute sessions before I get up and take a 10-minute, 15-minute break. But yeah, mornings are typically gym, smoothie, admin work, and then board studying until lunch. As far as practice questions go, I've been splitting up and doing 10 from TrueLearn CommBank, which is a Comlex specific question bank that our school is requiring us to do questions for, but it's also the only resource that we have that's free, at least, that has OMM specific board style questions. So I've been doing 10 OMM questions from CommBank, and then I had been doing 5 UWorld questions, but as of yesterday, I've bumped it up to 10 UWorld questions a day. So on the CommBank ones, it's a lot of OMM. Doing question banks is very humbling, especially when you're not done with content yet and you're doing questions related to all content. So right now, some of the questions that I get are related to content that we're going to learn in the spring that I haven't done yet, which is what happened in today's quiz. There was also some sort of hiccup where I just skipped a question. Don't know how that happened. So I only got a 40%, which isn't horrible, but you'd like to see better. But doing question banks early on is pretty humbling. So as we can see here, of all the questions I've done, which is 864, I'm in the 19th percentile. But in my last 100 questions, I'm in the 51st percentile. So we're definitely improving. And that's like, as I'm learning things, as I'm learning how to approach questions and eliminate answers and that sort of thing. But it's definitely humbling seeing I'm in the 19th percentile right now. And overall, I've only gotten 49% of questions correct, but in the last 100, I've done 63, which is over average. Doing questions, I preach to everyone. Doing questions early is the best way to learn content and make sure that you know it, but it can be humbling when you get them wrong. But I've found that getting a question wrong is more formative than getting it right, because you will never get that same question wrong for the same reason. You learn a lot more from getting questions wrong than you do from cruising through and getting questions right once you think you know all the material. So do questions early and often, as I've started doing. On here, it says I have 174 days till my exam, which is scheduled for June 12th. So that's why I've started during winter break studying for my board exams when I could be relaxing. I'm just really trying to develop some good habits and get prepared for the board exams that we'll take at the end of the year. To highlight what I'm doing every day for board studying during winter break here, I'm doing my Anki, which isn't part of this, but then this is a recurring task that I have every day, Monday through Saturday. I'm taking Sundays off of boards prep, but still doing my Anki, which is why it's not part of this sheet. So every day I'm going through 20 practice questions. I've done 10, but can't knock that off yet. I'm reviewing 2 topics from this table down here of concepts to cover. And then I'm reading 5 pages of first aid related to the videos that I'm watching. So this table here are videos that I have assigned myself via a study schedule. So I just watched this sketchy video on enterococci. So I'm gonna mark that as done. And then tomorrow morning when I do the Anki cards, I'll mark that off and it'll just take it away from the calendar, and the new video for tomorrow will pop into here. So I have 2 more videos, one Pathoma and one sketchy video to watch today. And then as I'm doing board questions on UWorld and CommBank, but mostly UWorld, I come up with different topics that I want to cover and review more thoroughly, and then give myself a resource to look at them. These are a bunch of boot camp videos. And then I'll go through and do them. Once I've reviewed them, I check them off here. And once I feel pretty confident in them, I check them off here, and then they will leave this list. I'm probably going to be creating a template in Notion that I will be sharing, but this is just kind of a baseline of what I'm doing to prepare for boards every day during winter break. It's now 12 o'clock, so I got through 1 cycle of Anki, practice question, outside resource video, first aid, reading. And then I just need to keep doing that until I'm done with my stuff for the day. I also need to review 1 topic. So there's 5 steps in my review process. I did take a little bit of a break after my second Pomodoro session to work on this board studying template that I have in Notion. And I get quite distracted very easily in Notion. It's super fun for me to play with. It's very complicated if you're new to it, which is why I'm making these templates, which I hope to share with you in the very near future so that you guys can implement it. But it's now noon. I want to do a few things because Marin found out today that she doesn't have to work in the office on Thursday. We were planning to go to Minnesota on Friday, but because of this blizzard coming, we are going to try and leave tomorrow afternoon, which means that I have a lot of stuff to do around the house before we're ready to leave. So I'm going to go vacuum and see where Marin's at, when she's coming home for lunch, because I have a few errands I need to run and other things to do, as well as finish studying for the day. So I'm gonna go vacuum and then we'll see where we're at. Since you saw me last, I went out and got the driveway shoveled. There was just a little bit of snow from it blowing around, so I wanted to get that clear. I then vacuumed the entryway and the stairs to our main level, but then while I was doing that, Marin got home for lunch, so I stopped and had lunch with her. Afterwards, I finished vacuuming the rest of the main level, started a load of laundry, and then I finished my Anki cards, watched another sketchy video, and covered some concepts that I needed to cover. So I only need to do 10 more boards questions to finish my boards prep for the day, which typically is done by lunch, but as I said, today is a little bit of an interesting day because we are going to be traveling tomorrow. So now I'm going to be running some errands. So typically I would get all of my board studying done by about noon-ish. Marin comes home for lunch, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, I kind of just do whatever I want. I am usually in the office still, but I'm just playing around with Notion, watching different YouTube videos, hanging out and just doing whatever I want to do because I am on winter break and I should be able to relax. So that's kind of what I do in the afternoons.
That's a very sophisticated friendship. That's a
This is pretty common where I'm scoring better than 50%, like 60-ish% is pretty average for me right now on UWorld, which I know is a very good percentage to have, but I always end up being like right at the average of all other students taking it or just under. So apparently there were some easy questions in this one that I missed because 69% is a very high average for a pool of questions. So I'm gonna go review it and see what happened, and then we'll move on. So it's not typical that the scores for questions are this high, but the 4 that I got wrong are things that I haven't seen yet in school or super tiny details from biochemistry that I'm planning to review anyways. So I feel really good about how this one went, and we'll just continue to move forward and keep getting higher and higher scores. A cool thing that I found out on the CommBank dashboard was that you can graph your improvement over time, and it does it like per 1,000 questions. And on average, there is a 4% improvement per 1,000 questions for all of the people that use the CommBank question bank for Comlex. And my improvement over 1,000 questions is 17%. So I know that what I've been doing lately to study and get better has been working. So that's very reassuring. And I'm probably going to see if UWorld has something similar, because it's always good to know, even when I'm getting questions wrong, that I'm still continuing to improve and do better overall. All done in the office for the day. Usually now we would make a dinner together, or Marin would make it while I'm still doing Anki cards. But because we're leaving tomorrow, we didn't want leftovers, so she's having chicken nuggets and I'm having a pizza on the pizzazz. As a hockey household, we end up watching some sort of hockey game pretty much every night. And then around 8:30, 9 o'clock, we let the dogs do their business one last time and migrate up to the bedroom, where we end up watching Netflix, or we've been reading a lot lately, just reading for like 10 to 30 minutes before we go to bed. And that's a day in the life of a medical student on break. Today, we're going to be opening some presents to each other, because as of the time you're seeing this, tomorrow is Christmas, but we're going to be traveling when this video is being edited, so we're going to open them now. So from our family to yours, happy holidays, and we'll catch you in the next one.